Hey all, my name's Angelica Rubio, State Representative for District 35, representing the City of Las Cruces, and this is a brief update. I wanted to come on here and just give you all a heads up that I'll be heading up to Socorro tomorrow, where the Science and Technology Interim Committee has been meeting today, but I'll be going there tomorrow to present along with my colleagues, Representative Micaela Lara Cadena and Eleanor Chavez, to present on some concepts that we have that we're working on regarding the moratorium around the data centers. I'm sharing the agenda here for tomorrow. It's pretty stacked, so I'm hoping that we are scheduled to go on tomorrow at 1 o'clock. And so hopefully that'll be the time more or less that will be going on. You can watch, you can follow along on Zoom. There is a Zoom link. I would suggest that you go to the New Mexico Legislative website if you want to follow along, and then you can click on the Zoom link there. The easiest way to do it is if you go to nmlegis.gov, and then you'll get to the home page. If you click and do the drop down on committees, then go into drag down to interim committees, and then you'll see the Science and Technology and Telecommunications Committee. This is its page. There's the agenda for August 10th through 11th, which is today and tomorrow. New Mexico Tech is hosting it. And the link here under additional information, I'm dragging my face in so that you can see, is the Zoom webinar. So there you can just click it right here from the website, and it'll take you to the link for Zoom, and then you can pop in and listen in. I'm not sure how the chair this year is Senator Heather Bergman's. I'm not sure how she's handling public comment, but I think sometimes generally the chairs have public comment set up after each agenda section. So I think maybe like right before lunch or right after the day. So I would just look out for that. In the meantime, y'all, we went ahead and set up a Linktree. And so it's we have it set up as Data Center Moratorium NM. You can see the slides that we're going to be sharing tomorrow. The slides aren't like very much in depth because, like I said, we're very much talking conceptually right now about what the moratorium is going to look like. But we've also added a link for connecting because the hope is that over the course of the next month or two, we would love to collaborate with folks around the state to see if we can maybe have town halls hosted to have this greater and broader conversation around not only data centers, but I think from the take that I'm coming from is this history around this legacy and this history around our dependence on extractive industries and how corporations come into this state policymakers, because they lack any kind of imagination, would rather just succumb to these corporate interests and really betray our constituencies for the sake of economic development. We've seen it with oil and gas. We've seen it with uranium. We've seen it with a bunch of other different, with nuclear. And now we're seeing it with data centers. So it's just really lateral moves, but it's not actually creating these sustainable jobs. We can talk a lot about the environmental piece, the air quality, and all of that. But I think for me, what's really important, well before all of that, is that we as a state, we need to just stop this cycle of just succumbing to this corporate greed and this corporate, these corporations just coming in to extract and leaving us with the costs. And so, I'll be talking a little bit about that in my opening remarks tomorrow. And hopefully that this is something we can collaborate with other folks around the state over the course of the next few weeks and months to really have a thoughtful conversation around what the moratorium should look like, but beyond that, what kind of policies we should be introducing during the session in January, and support local economy or local communities to really just to be able to just fight back, and not only just fight back, but also like provide another vision for what we hope for our communities, that it doesn't have to be this way. With that, y'all, take care. We'll talk to you all soon. And if you have the time tomorrow, we will be on in committee tomorrow at 1 p.m. The senators, state senators here in Doña Ana County will also be hosting their town hall tomorrow night. If you haven't followed them already, here are some of the details. Tomorrow, August 11th, from 6 to 8. I think doors open at 5:30. It'll be at Corbett Center at the university here at New Mexico State. There is metered parking after 4:30. If I were y'all, as a bike commuter, I would totally ride my bike out there if you can, because parking can be a bit of a nightmare at the university. It's free, it's nonpartisan, no signage is allowed. One thing that I want to point out is that any questions, the questions are going to be submitted through note cards, and any questions that are submitted but are not addressed during the 2-hour town hall will be followed up by staff. Hopefully that'll be done in a public way so that everybody can have the answers to that. As I mentioned before, I know we find ourselves in some really complex and uncertain times, particularly around this issue of data centers. But I really, really hope that you all continue to stay engaged, continue to raise your voice on these issues, and talk to your neighbors and your family members, and just share with them what's at stake. There's a lot of things at stake when it comes to Project Jupiter, but also just some of the decisions that are being made at the state and local level around the future of our communities. And it's important that you all stay involved. So with that, y'all, take care. We'll talk soon.